again we have come to study Sonnet 65. In the last video, we have understood what the poem talks about, the meaning of the poem, what is sonnet, and who Shakespeare is, and why he has written this poem. We have discussed all those in the last video. Here we will discuss about the theme and imagery of the poem Sonnet 65. So first, let us see the themes. Theme of Sonnet 65. First, he says that many things are powerful, but nothing remains in this universe forever, especially not a fleeting emotion such as love. He says that time creates everything, but also it destroys as well. He has personified time in the poem. And he says that spatially emotion that cannot be stayed forever. How can we preserve it? Only through the medium of writing. If we write it in verse, we can save it, right? Then he talks about the idea of memorial. Is youth, decay, poetry, and the idea of memorial. He talks that how can we preserve the memory. The poet seems heavily concerned with age and the inevitability of change or even date to things that cannot withstand the onslaught of decay. So he says that nothing can go from it, nothing can be retained, but yes, everything has to be decayed in time. As time passes on, gradually things are decaying. And then he talks about the inanimate natural things that are not affected and compares his writing to those and feels that this should be a comfort to the youth coming up. He says that we can preserve our love by the medium of writing. He has preserved the beauty of his beloved. He has preserved his beloved through his verse. So it is an inspiration to the youth coming up. Actually, he has written the poem in the Elizabethan era. So Shakespeare belongs to that era. And then at that time, what happened? Even they were very much common preoccupations at that time, and people used to die early. So nothing remained, nothing could be retained. So that was a source. Of course, even now we have to follow that. Shakespeare understood the difficulty in preserving everything. That's why he has mentioned about date in the poem is an date. Then let us see the imagery and structure of Sonnet 65. Sonnet 65 exhibits a similar perspective on immortality by using similar imagery and structure, but uses a more desperate tone. Next, Sonnet 65 has a more morbid imagery while describing the wreckful seas of battering days. It is there in the poem. And of where time's best travel from time's chaste lie heat. He is talking about beauty here. Showing once again the youth as he has shown youth as the light imagery and time as the dark imagery. Shakespeare, what he does, he has personifies time and date towards the end through his swift foot and his spoil of beauty, which bolsters the speaker's belief that time may outlast love and purity, right? To show the desperation of the second speaker, what does he do? He uses a different structure in Sonnet 65. Each quatrain ends in a question, showing the speaker worries his poem and youth will not be immortalized. So, if you see the poem, each quatrain ends with a question. It shows that the reader too is worried and even the poet also. Then he talks, if stone, earth, sea and brass all fall victim to mortality, how then will beauty be able to last? He uses legal terms like hold the plea, which in modern English changes to the term make a case. When contemplating his second question, the speaker changes from metaphors based on legal images to metaphors of war and belligerence. Time is presented as a wreckful seas of battering days. Have you understood? Then what happens? Shakespeare comes to the final couplet. Here he begins with an interjection. Oh, fearful, fearful meditation, he says. He starts like this, referring to the outrageous opposition beauty must face. That's why he says, oh, fearful meditation. He has already mentioned about the outrageous opposition beauty must face. He has mentioned in the first two quatrains about it. He has posed two questions thus far and has offered no insight on answering them. Another three rhetorical questions, logically interlocked with the preceding 8 lines, are asked in this final couplet. These questions are designed to deepen the tone of this pair until we are given an indefinite solution in the final couplet. So there are many questions in each and every quatrain. Each quatrain ends with a question. But we have the solution in the final couplet. The final couplet gives us the solution that how can we preserve beauty, how can we preserve our love, our beloved. It is, he has mentioned the way that it is only through verse, through ink you can save whatever you want to. So I hope you have understood this and what he has personified, the time and date he has personified in this poem. We need to know about the imagery, that yes, he has talked about that how time is, right? He has talked about it. See, here we have seen that he has said that wakeful says of bettering days, time's a best jewel. So these are some imageries that he has shown throughout the poem. I hope you all have understood it, right? Thank you very much.